Hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to introduce 3 nodes that will help you handle user intent recognition and automated routing. They are the Question Classifier, Multi-Branch Selector, and Branch Aggregator. Combining these 3 nodes allows you to easily implement automated workflows for classification, routing, and closed-loop processing. Let's jump into the first use case. This is a workflow tailored for customer service scenarios. The core capability is automatically identifying user intent and routing requests down different branches based on that intent. If the user's query relates to product usage, the workflow takes the upper branch. It first calls the knowledge base retrieval node to access internal documentation. Then, it has the LLM generate a precise answer based on that knowledge base content. If it's a billing issue, it triggers a preset response, guiding the customer to connect directly with a human agent. For other types of questions, a general LLM node handles the reply. In this workflow, the critical node for intent recognition is the Question Classifier. It has built-in AI capabilities to perform semantic understanding and classification on user input, automatically deciding the workflow's path. You don't need to write complex conditional logic. You just need to define your classification tags and let the large language model match the most appropriate category based on semantics. Configuring this node is super simple. Just set the input variables. Select the AI model, then fill in the necessary categories, like the product usage and billing issues from our example. One thing to note, however, this demo is simplified. In a real production build, we recommend adding detailed descriptions to your categories to ensure higher AI classification accuracy. Additionally, this node supports memory, allowing for more logical intent judgment based on context. Next, let's test the workflow performance with a few real-world questions. First question: how to set up triggers for service flow. Let's check the run logs. You can see it was categorized as Class 1, which is our product usage category. The subsequent LLM node provided a professional answer using the knowledge base content. Let's look at the second question: how to purchase GoInsight.ai. You can see it was classified into Class 2, triggering the fixed response. Now for the third question, the client wants to establish a partnership. This fell into the other category, and the general LLM node handled the reply. Through this case, you should quickly get the core value of the Question Classifier. It uses AI for precise natural language classification, perfect for scenarios like customer service and ticketing that require intent recognition. Next up, let's look at Case 2. This is a service workflow. It automatically generates and sends welcome emails in the local language based on the user's region. We'll use 3 customers from different regions on HubSpot as examples to see how this workflow is specifically configured. In the Start node, we created a custom variable, customer email, to store and pass the user's email address. Then, we use this variable as the query condition for the HubSpot Get a Contact app to filter for the customer's name and region associated with that email. We then use the JSON variable extractor to pull out the country and name-related data. Immediately after, we use the multi-branch selector node to evaluate the region and decide the workflow's path. If the country is Spain, it takes the Case 1 workflow branch, which is the top branch here. If it's France, it takes our Case 2, which is the middle branch. If it's any region other than Spain or France, it takes our default branch, which is the bottom one. Here we utilize the multi-branch selector node. It uses a target variable as the judgment baseline. For example, in this case, country is the target variable. Based on conditions set for each branch, it automatically selects and executes the matching logic. During execution, the system evaluates the conditions sequentially. If no preset conditions are met, it defaults to the default branch, preventing the workflow from breaking. Next, we use specific LLM nodes in different branches to draft emails in different languages. We also configure the LLM nodes to output the email subject and content in JSON format. You can see 3 distinct LLM nodes here. Once the LLM node drafts the email for us, we need to extract the subject line and content drafted by the LLM, and finally use a SendMail app to send it out. However, you'll notice that whether it's the top branch, the middle branch, or the bottom branch, in the steps following the LLM node, they all use the JSON variable extractor and SendMail nodes. For scenarios where different branches need to execute the same subsequent process, you can use the Branch Aggregator node to solve this. The core function of the Branch Aggregator is to merge and converge multiple distinct branches, allowing originally scattered branches to share a single downstream logic set. This not only avoids configuring duplicate nodes, significantly simplifying the overall workflow structure, but also merges similar variables from multiple branches into a unified output variable, achieving standardized mapping for different branch variables. This ensures different branches flow into one place, facilitating unified data aggregation and output operations later on. It makes the overall routing process cleaner and more closed loop. For example, in this case, we use a branch aggregator to merge the output variables from 3 LLM nodes into one total output variable. This is then processed by the JSON variable extractor and SendMail app. This drastically reduces redundant nodes in our workflow. And you don't need to worry about the final aggregated variable containing email content in 3 languages. Since the workflow only executes one branch path at a time, the final output variable will only contain the email content for that specific language. Alright, that's the general configuration logic for this workflow. Now, let's look at the execution results. You can see the workflow successfully retrieved customer info via the Get a Contact app, including the customer's region and name. After extracting the relevant data via the JSON variable extractor, we evaluated it with the multi-branch selector, determining that this email's region should follow the Case 1 branch. Then, the content was drafted via the relevant LLM node, and the results were aggregated. Finally, it was sent via our SendMail app. Let's check our Gmail. You can see it successfully drafted a Spanish welcome email and sent it to the specific person. Let's try a customer email from another region. You can see this is a customer email from France. The workflow processed it in the same way. The multi-branch selector categorized him into the Case 2 branch and sent an email accordingly. Let's check the sent status in Gmail. As you can see, it successfully drafted and sent a French welcome email. Let's look at one more email. You can see this customer is from the United States. According to our workflow design, he was routed to the default branch. An English email was drafted via the LLM node and sent out. Over in Gmail, we can see it was sent successfully as well. That covers the overview of Case 2. Finally, let's quickly summarize these 3 nodes. Question Classifier is suitable for natural language intent classification, such as customer service questions or ticket type recognition. Multi-branch selector is suitable for routing based on variable conditions, like region or user tier. Branch Aggregator is suitable for merging similar branches to consolidate results, making the process more of a closed loop. The combination of these three nodes isn't just for customer service routing or multi-language emails. It can extend to lead classification, automatic ticket assignment, and more. Mastering them allows you to handle the automated routing needs for most enterprises. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.